You're in a trade. It's up $200. Your target is 500, but it's been sitting here for 15 minutes, barely moving. That voice in your head starts. Just close it. 200 is good. What if it reverses? You've seen this before. It was up, then it crashed. Your finger hovers over the close button. You can feel your pulse in your fingertips. The price ticks down $10. That's it. You close. Profit secured. Relief floods through your chest, warm and immediate, like exhaling after holding your breath too long. You did the smart thing. You protected your money. Then you watch. 3 minutes later, the price explodes past your original target. 400, 500, 600, $700. You would have made 700. Instead, you made 200. And the worst part? You've done this exact thing 17 times this month, maybe more. You've stopped counting because counting makes it hurt worse. Why can't you just hold the trade? Why does every small pullback feel like the beginning of a catastrophic reversal? Other traders post screenshots of massive wins, catching moves you were literally in but closed early. They held through the same discomfort you felt, the same price action you watched, the same charts you were staring at. So what's different? Are they just built differently? Do they have some supernatural ability to ignore the screaming voice in their head that says, take the money and run? You tell yourself it's about discipline. You tell yourself you'll do better next time. But next time comes, and you close early again. The pattern is so predictable you could set your watch to it. It's like picking fruit before it's ripe. You get something sure, but not what you came for. Not what you needed. The compounding effect of small wins never materializes because you keep cutting the winners short while somehow finding the patience to hold your losers way past the stop. There's a reason your brain screams at you to close that trade, and it has nothing to do with market analysis or risk management or any of the technical reasons you tell yourself. The voice telling you to take that profit now is the same voice that kept your ancestors alive 50,000 years ago, and it's destroying your trading account today. Your brain wasn't designed for trading. It was designed for survival. And right now, every time you close a trade early, your brain thinks it's saving your life. Here's what's really happening. 50,000 years ago, when your ancestors spotted food, they had a simple choice. Take it now, or risk losing it to another hunter, a predator, or simple scarcity. The humans who grabbed the immediate reward survived. The ones who waited for a bigger meal that might never come starved. Your DNA is built from the survivors, the ones who took the bird in hand instead of waiting for two in the bush. That instinct is hardwired so deep that no amount of logic can override it without a system. The moment you're up money in a trade, your brain does something insidious. It recategorizes that unrealized profit as your money, money that can be taken away. You're not taking profit anymore. You're avoiding loss. And research from Daniel Kahneman shows that losses feel 2.5 times worse than equivalent gains feel good. A $200 profit that disappears hurts more than a $200 profit feels good. Your brain knows this, so it screams at you to lock it in before the market steals it back. Most traders try to fight this with discipline. They white-knuckle their way through the discomfort, and it works for maybe 3 trades before they crack. Because here's the truth. Willpower always loses to biology. You cannot think your way out of 50,000 years of evolution in the heat of a live trade. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. There was a trader named James, 68% win rate. Sounds impressive. He averaged $80 per win because he closed early every single time. His losses averaged 120 because he held them hoping for a reversal. After 100 trades, he was barely profitable. Then there's Maria, 45% win rate. Sounds worse, right? But she averaged $400 per win and $150 per loss. Same 100 trades. She made 4 times what James made. The difference wasn't skill or strategy. It was patience. Maria held until Price told her she was wrong. James closed at the first hint of discomfort. This is where most traders make the fatal mistake. They try to become more patient by wanting it more. And wanting doesn't rewire your nervous system. Let me show you the math that trading educators never talk about. You take 20 trades per month. You close winners at an average of $150 because the discomfort gets too intense. You could have made $400 per trade if you'd held to target. That's $250 lost per winner. Over 20 trades, assuming half are winners, you're leaving $2,500 on the table every single month. Every month. That's $30,000 per year that you're bleeding because you can't sit through the discomfort of unrealized profit fluctuating. But here's where it gets ugly. When you compound that over 3 years, assuming you reinvest your profits, the impatient trader ends up with around $180,000. The patient trader, same entries, same strategy, different exits, ends up with $1.2 million. Same work, same stress, different bank account. The difference is 7 times your money, and it all came down to holding 20 more minutes per trade. Now let's talk about prop firms. You're in a $100,000 challenge. You need $10,000 in profit to pass. You take 30 trades. You're up on 18 of them. But you close early every time, averaging 250 instead of the 600 your targets would have given you. 18 winners times 250 equals $4,500. You needed 10,000. You fail. You pay another 500 for a new challenge. You try again. Same thing happens. Most traders burn through 3 to 5 challenges before they either pass or give up. That's $1,500 to $2,500 in fees alone, plus months of psychological damage. And here's the cruelest part. Every early exit trains your brain to be more impatient. You get that dopamine hit from realized profit. Your brain learns closing early equals reward. You're literally conditioning yourself to fail. It becomes a death spiral. Early exit. Miss the big move. Frustration builds. You overtrade to make it back. More early exits, but now even earlier. Because the fear is worse. Your account stagnates. Confidence craters. Revenge trades start. And then it's over. Research shows the top 10% of traders hold positions 3 to 4 times longer than the bottom 50%. Every time you close a winner early, you need 2 more winners just to make up the lost profit. But there's a way out. And it starts with understanding that patience isn't a feeling you summon. It's a system you install. Here's what the top 1% know that everyone else doesn't. Patience isn't about controlling your emotions. It's about making emotion irrelevant. You can't white-knuckle your way through the discomfort of holding a trade. You need rules that override your feelings entirely. The traders who make 10 times more than you aren't sitting there, breathing deeply and visualizing success while their profit ticks up and down. They've removed the decision. They use what I call the time lock rule. Minimum hold time before you can even consider closing. For day trades, 30 minutes minimum. For swing trades, 24 hours minimum. This single rule prevents 80% of premature exits. Why does it work? Because by the time the minimum hits, the initial panic has passed. Your cortisol drops. Your rational brain comes back online. And here's the probability part. Most fake reversals happen in the first 10 minutes. If your trade survives that window, the odds of hitting target improve massively. But what if you still can't handle the full position? Then use the partial exit protocol. Take 30 to 50% at first resistance. Hold the remainder for the extended target. Your brain gets its dopamine hit from the realized profit. The rest of the position captures the big move. A trade targets $500. Price hits $300. You close half, secure $150. You hold the rest. Price continues to $600. You made $150 plus 300. Total 450. If you'd closed everything at 300, you'd have made 300. If you'd held everything and it reversed, you'd hate yourself. This is the middle path. Here's the objection I always hear. But what if I miss a reversal? That's what stop losses are for. If you're watching for reversals, you don't trust your stop. The problem isn't your patience. It's your entry and stop placement. Professional traders don't stare at charts managing every tick. They set the trade, set alerts for target, and stop and walk away. They can't close early if they're not watching. The market doesn't reward hope or luck or even intelligence. It rewards patience, but not the patience of sitting still, the patience of trusting a system when every fiber of your being wants to interfere. The top 1% make 10 times more, not because they feel less fear. They make 10 times more because when you're closing early in panic, they're sitting through the exact same discomfort and holding anyway.